Let's talk about 8 lawn care hazards, with number 8 being the one that none of us can avoid. So let's do a deep dive as we always do. Let's go. Number 1 is going to be the heat. Guys, when we're out there this year, make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. Number 1, you got to be hydrated. We got to make sure. If you're cutting grass in southern Louisiana, it's going to get hot. If you're cutting grass anywhere in the south, it's going to get hot. So that's the number 1 hazard that I have for us to look out for is the heat. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you got you some cool wraps on. And make sure you do have long sleeves. Believe it or not, the long sleeves are going to actually keep you cooler and keep your body in a better position than if you're out there with short sleeves. It's not contacting directly to your skin. So make sure you got some long sleeves, long pants on to get the job done. Those guys out there cutting in shorts and stuff, more power to you. It's not my game. So that's the number 1 thing. Number 2 is going to be the ants. If you guys out there cutting grass, I know you see those ant piles starting to come up. Right? That's what they do this time of year. Those ant piles are going to start to develop. And the last thing you want to do is step in a pile of fire ants. And that's going to ruin your whole day. Believe me, you're going to stop cutting grass at that point. I guarantee it. Number 3 is going to be hornets. Yeah, these are all experiences I went through in my first year. Got stung by some hornets in a bush. Guys, if we're out there trimming bushes and stuff, make sure we're shaking the bush. Right? Get you a stick, knock it around a little bit. Make sure there's no bees or no hornets in there that are gonna, cause you even more pain than you need to be in at the time. So yeah, watch out for the hornets. They're definitely out this time of year getting comfortable. Number 4 is gonna be the bees, the cousin of the hornets. But yeah, they're 2 different things. They don't tend to associate with each other, but the bees are also gonna be in the bushes also. Now, if you're experienced, you've been around bees, a lot of times the bees that you'll see right now, they're more worried about getting pollen off the leaves and things like that, getting prepared, than they are worried about you. You still want to have you a can of spray some type. You also want to have you maybe some soap and water in a bottle, in a spray bottle that you can spray on them to kind of keep them down to a minimum. Like I say, bees aren't that bad of a hazard, but they will, if you mess around with a nest, you will find yourself in a bad position also. So number 4, make sure you watch out for the bees this year and have yourself something that you can, kind of get them taken care and keep them to a less aggressive state. Now, number 5 can actually be deadly. So that's why we don't even fool with them. Guys, there are snakes out this time of year. If you see a snake, the best thing for you to do is go in the opposite direction. They tend to hang around air conditions, places where it's cool, things like that. I'm not a snake whisperer, wrangler, anything like that, and I'm sure you're not either. If you see a snake, let your client know, hey, you got a snake, especially depending on the size it is, and let the professionals handle that. You can suggest they get some snake away or something like that to kind of keep them down. But again, let the professionals handle the snakes, guys. I'm telling you, you don't want to get bit by a snake. That'll ruin your whole business and your life. Don't do it. Number 6 is going to be the cable wires. Cable wires. Guess what? What time of year it is? People are out going out getting internet put in their yard. These cable companies, whether they're the big guys or the little guys, they're all running lines to a customer's house. A lot of times those lines will be left in the yard unburied for months. Do not run across a cable line thinking that your mower is just high enough. What's going to happen is you're going to pull that up into your mow and it's going to be over with. Not only will that cause your business a problem because you're probably going to get sued to replace those things. It's astronomical. It's more money than you have going on in your business when you're first starting off. I promise you that. There's no amount of insurance that you're going to have that's going to be able to cover an incident like that. You're going to have that issue and you're more than likely going to lose that client or that customer. So be careful if you're in somebody's yard. I always suggest that you weed eat first, try to see, what's in the yard. Make sure you've already walked the property if it's your first time on the property. And just be more careful, guys. Got to be more careful. Got to be. Number 7, we want to make sure that we watch out for hidden things in the yard. Just the other day, I found a hammerhead, just a hammerhead, in a customer's yard, looking like it had been there for years. So again, weed eat around this stuff. You may have toys, you may have dog poop in the yard. These are all objects that we want to, kind of look out for. The last thing you want to do is hit something, a rock or whatever the case it is. I know there's some guys out there that could care less about running over stuff with their mow, but hey, it's not me. We want to make sure we're in a good space and place, and we put good vibes in the air and do things the right way. It may take you a little bit more time to, weed eat or even get up off your mow to see what it is you're about to run over. Even paper can be a nuisance. You don't want to leave paper, scattered all across the customer's yard. It's not professional. The customer's not going to like it. They're going to think you're lazy. It's going to give your business a bad reputation. So anything that you see in a customer's yard, make sure you go around first and observe it, pick it up, get it out the way. Not only will it cause you equipment damage, like I said, you're going to wind up losing the customer that way also. So again, watch out for obstacles in the yard at number 7. Number 8 is one that we're not going to be able to avoid, and that's the lawn care Karens. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you. We always have to be cognizant and aware of our surroundings when it comes to lawn care Karens. You can pick them out. When you crank your mow up, if you see somebody come out the house and they're around, especially the neighbors, we got to make sure that we're looking out for their property too, right? They come in all shapes and sizes, but the lawn care Karen will find you at some point in your journey to tell you, hey, you're cutting the wrong grass, or you're in my yard, or, you're kicking up dust, or whatever the case may be. So just try to be cognizant of, beware the lawn care Karens. You're not going to be able to avoid them. Have the attitude that we're not going to have confusion in our business. That's the last thing you want to do, is get into it with a lawn care Karen. State your position, what you're doing, and how you're doing it, and that you always make sure you put the customer first. From that point, you should have nothing to worry about. Say your piece and keep it moving. Do not cause the confusion, and do not get into it with a lawn care Karen. Do your job, handle your business. And as always, we try to level up your lawn care game. Stuck around this long, so go ahead and watch this video here for more tips to level up your lawn care game. Let's go.